Okay, I'm really kind of surprised that I need to have this discussion, but I'm going to go ahead and really quickly have it. And the question is there such a thing as good or bad? Now, good or bad is all relative. And I know there are people who are going to go say, oh, no, 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 there are things that are absolutely bad across the board. Okay, so let's touch on the really bad ones. Murder. Okay, you say murder is bad across the board, no matter what. Really? Really? Do you think so? Have y'all ever heard of war? How do you stand with do you have anybody that's in the military? Do you support them? Do you? Because why is, if a country on purpose decides to put together an army and send them somewhere else to shoot and kill somebody, why is that not called premeditated murder? And if premeditated murder is bad, why is that not bad? But if you have been wronged as a one-on-one person and you go get a gun and you go and murder them because you think that you've been wronged, then that's bad. But if you put an army together and you go across to another country and you on purpose kill them because they've done you wrong, or they've done the wrong thing, then that's okay. You see the arbitrariness of this? Now, I'm not for or against murder particularly. I died. I think it's great over there, so I don't have any problem with death at all. Period. End of story. Under any circumstance. I just find that this arbitrary nature of good and bad, it just blows my mind. It always has. I did take being dead for me to get that. That it really depends upon which side of the game you're on. I mean, I was in sports. I played basketball. Everybody prayed to God to win. Everybody. That they were the ones that should win. So who was good, who was bad? Every army that I've ever heard of believes that they're in the right. Every one of them. So which one's good and which one's bad? I can give you more than that. There is, if somebody were to grab my arm and slip my wrist and watch the blood pour into a bowl nowadays, they would be arrested for that. It would be called attempted murder, and they would ship them off to jail for a very long time. However, what was it, 100 years ago, that a doctor would do that, and it was considered good? Okay? If you're a fundamentalist Christian, then you believe that what the Muslims are doing is bad. Fundamentalist Muslims are doing is bad. However, if you're a fundamental Muslim, you believe that it's a good thing to kill infidels. So which one's good? Which one's bad? It wasn't that long ago that Christians, fundamentalist Christians, killed and burned witches. And that was considered good. You see where I'm going with this? You give me a situation and I can pretty much give you a flip side of it. And I'll give you one that's very personal. If you haven't watched my trauma video, then watch it. I have had a pretty traumatic life by anybody's standards. But I wouldn't trade any of it because it has gotten me here. It's gotten me here to this moment, to this time. It got me dead and back to talking to you. So, from your estimation, if I would have had a perfect life, I would never have died, I would never have come back, and if I did come back, there's no way I would be making these videos to reach out to starseeds. No way. I wouldn't have. I'm reaching out to starseeds because I can feel the trauma that they've had, because I've had it. If I hadn't had the trauma, then I wouldn't be doing any of this. So in your estimation, watching this video, the ones that you're getting something from it, was my trauma good or bad? Now, your instinct is immediately to say, well, it was all bad, it was horrible, it's horrifying. But the end result was good for you, was it not? So ultimately, was it good or was it bad? See the arbitrary nature of good and bad? And it changes all the time. And humans change their minds about what's good and bad almost moment to moment. It's scary how fast it changes. So, I absolutely do not see good or bad at all. I see a game where people are playing sides. A game of duality. Where in order for the good guys to play good guys, there's got to be bad guys. So there have been people that volunteer, or entities that volunteer to play the bad guys to do bad things, and that's how the duality game is played. Have you guys watched your movies lately? Now, I could be wrong, but I've watched some really foofy, nice movies, and they don't get a lot of play. The ones that get a lot of play is where there's a really bad guy and a really good guy. Right? That's the game. That's what everybody came to play. That's what they want to play, is this extreme duality, this extreme contrast. Now, I want out as quick as I can get, because I came to help Gaia. I didn't come to play this game. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know what the draw is. I like where I came from better, by far. And I like foofy lands where we have foofy movies, so to speak. But that is the game here, and that's what most of the humans came to play. Whoop. I've got a wasp in here. I have to watch my vibrations with them and talk gently, because I do have a allergy to them, so I have to be... Ooh. So anyway, when you're thinking about good and bad, just stop and think about it for just a minute. You've got what you think is good and bad, but the trick is not to judge anybody else as good or bad, because like I've said before, it's really not any of your business. Your business is to run your game, and however you want to how to play it, and try to understand that everybody else is playing their game, and be grateful for the game that you're playing. And all of you starseeds, let's go home. Let's go home. Leave them to their game. There's plenty of them that are playing. Try not to be mad at them. And I know you don't understand it, but just understand that that's what they're playing. That's the game they're playing. And try to just focus on what your plans are, what your goals are. And don't pay any attention to the game around you. Just let them play. Leave them alone. Let them play. Because they will fight very ferociously for their good and bad. They really will. So try not to get in the middle of it. But from our perspective, that you don't understand that there's a good and a bad and how they jump back and forth around that, yeah, you're not the only one. There's a lot of us out there that feel the same way. So, yeah, there is no such thing as good or bad. And that's all arbitrary based on the individual consciousness. Okay? Alright, that's that. And huge hugs to you all. And I'm kind of feeling out of sorts with this whole lunar eclipse thing. It's got my energies are changing. But then, that's part of my doing too, because I'm moving timelines really fast. So, body's trying to keep up. Alright guys, huge hugs. And I love you all so much. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.